Let us proceed with more questions. Well, have you heard of something called principle of mathematical induction? It was a topic in 11th. Even if you missed out, you can follow the procedure here. Let me pick up some questions. Using principle of induction, you can prove something in matrices. And if you have difficulties, you can ask me. Yesterday's, hardly any of you asked any difficulties. Unless you ask your queries, I cannot have more questions. Here the question is to prove by PMI. PMI means principle of mathematical induction, that if A is equal to 2 by 2 matrix, 3 minus 4, 1 minus 1, then A raised to n is 1 plus 2n minus 4n, n 1 minus 2n for all n belongs to n. Can some of you tell me what is PMI? What is the principle of mathematical induction? Principle of mathematical induction is a technique to prove some results regarding or involving natural numbers. So what is that principle? The principle is like this. The principle of mathematical induction. If a statement Pn, when I say Pn, it is a name of a statement associated with the natural number n. If a statement Pn is true for n equal to 1, remember, if a statement is true, a statement Pn is true for n equal to 1, and the truth of statement Pk, that means whenever statement Pk is true means Pn is true for n equal to k, implies the truth of Pk plus 1. That means whenever Pk is true, then Pk plus 1 is true for some natural number k, then Pn is true for all n. That is the principle of mathematical induction. What is the principle? If a statement Pn is true for n equal to 1, that is the first condition, and further, the truth of statement Pk implies the truth of statement Pk plus 1, then Pn is true for all n. That is the main thing here. So once it is true for n equal to 1, by this statement, which we prove that P of 2 will be true. When P of 2 is true, P of 2 plus 1, that is P of 3 will do. When P of 3 is true, P of 3 plus 1, that is P of 4 is true. And that is induced from that induction, that is known as induction procedure. We can induce that P1, P2, P3, P4 and so on. Pn is true for all natural number n. Well, even if you are not studied, start studying from here, nothing to worry. What are the steps to apply PMI? We are going to apply PMI. What are the steps to apply PMI? So, as it is required, we need a Pn. That means we have to make a statement Pn, or we have to name the statement as Pn. What is second statement? We prove that Pn is true. That means the Pn must be true for n equal to 1, because that is the pre-requirement. P of n equal to true, P of n is true for n equal to 1. Once you prove for n equal to 1, then you can assume that statement Pk is true. What we need is that whenever Pk is true, Pk plus 1 is true. So we assume that statement Pk is true for some natural number k, some k belongs to n. And now what is the major step is here? From this assumption, show that P of k plus 1 is true. That is a major point in principle of mathematical induction. Now what is the step 3 is done? P of k plus 1 is true. Whenever P of k is true, we simply claim that, so that Pn is true for all natural number n. So what is the first step? Name the statement Pn. So here, for this, I am going to make a statement. I am calling it Pn. Let Pn is a statement. So not Pn equal to, and Pn dot dot means Pn is the statement. Pn is the name of a statement. What is the statement? As it is written, A raised to n equal to 1 plus 2n minus 4n, n 1 minus 12, where A is 3 minus 4, 1 minus 1. That's obvious. Now, what is the next step? We have to prove this is true for n equal to 1. That is obvious. For n equal to 1, what is left side? Left side is a raised to 1. A raised to 1 means A. What is but A? A is 3 minus 4, 1 minus 2. Is it true? When n equal to 1, I want the right side of A raised to 1 will be 1 plus 2 into 1 minus 4 into 1, 1, 1 minus 2 into 1. That's correct. That's true. Okay? This is the right side of P of 1. The right side of P of 1 will be, right side of P of 1 will be, right side of P of 1 will be, putting n equal to 1 in the right side, what do you get? 1 plus 2 into 1. You can directly write, no problem. I written it separately, right, just for more understanding. Right side of P of 1. Look at P of n, P of left side is a raised to 1, right side is P of 1 is 1 plus 2, 1, minus 4 into 1, 1 minus 2 into 1, which is as good as 3 minus 4, 1 minus 1. So we agree that the left side of P of 1 and the right side of P of 1 are equal. Left side of P of 1 and right side of P of 1 are equal. Left side of P of 1. Left side of P of 1 is here. Right side of P of 1 is, right side of P of 1 is also here. The same thing. That means they are equal. Right? That means P of 1 is 2. So our first step is over. What is that? P of 1 is 2. Now second step. First step we named Pn. Then we proved it for n equal to 1. What is now step 3? Assume that statement Pk is true for some natural number k. Let Pk be true for some k. What do you mean by Pk? Pk is nothing but a raised to k. What is Pk? A raised to k. See, look what is Pn. Pn is a raised to n equal to something in terms of n. So Pk will be nothing but the statement a raised to k equal to 1 plus 2k minus 4k, k, 1 minus 2k. That is the statement a raised to k. Statement Pk. Statement Pk is a raised to k equal to 1 plus 2k minus 4k, k, 1 minus 2. What is next? Next, you have to show that, assuming that Pk is true, you have to show that P of k plus 1 is true. Using step 3, we have to show that P of k plus 1 is true. P of k plus 1 is true. What is P of k plus 1? We have to prove that P of k plus 1 is true when P of k is true. What is P of k plus 1? Let me state what is P of k plus 1. Then you will understand what is to be proved. We know P of k. What is P of k? A raised to k equal to ... Wherever k is there, replace with k plus 1, we get P of k plus 1. What is that? A raised to k plus 1 equal to 1 plus 2 into k plus 1 minus 4 into k plus 1, k plus 1, 1 minus 2. You have to show this is true. What we assumed is only P of k. What we assumed is P of k. You have to prove that P of k plus 1 is true. That is a raised to k plus 1, a raised to k plus 1 is this. What we know is that a raised to k is this. So let us take the left side of P of k plus 1 and ultimately is to reach if there is equal to right side. What is left side of P of k plus 1? A raised to k plus 1. A raised to k plus 1 means a raised to k into a. Clear? A raised to k plus 1 means a raised to k into a. But a raised to k we know. A raised to k we know. From P of k, we know what is a raised to k. What is a raised to k? That is here 1 plus 2k minus 4k, k 1 minus 2k. Substitute that a raised to k. A raised to k multiplied by a raised to 1. A raised to 1 means a. A raised to k multiplied by. Now multiply. I don't know this spare time. You know how to multiply. You are going to multiply row column, first row, second column, second row, first column. I don't know how to explain how you multiply. You know it. You can even do it yourself. You can multiply. Now we have to simplify this and show that is the right side. Once you simplify, you are getting here 1 plus 6k minus 4k, that is 1, sorry, 1 plus 2k multiplied by 3. So 3 plus 6k minus 4k, that is 3 plus 2k. Now the second term when you multiply, 1 plus 2k into minus 4 plus minus 4k into minus 1. What do you get? It is minus 4 minus 2k plus 4k. That is minus 4 minus 8k plus 4k. That is minus 4. Just a minute. This element is first minus 4 into, this is first row. Now this is plus, sorry, this is plus, okay. Minus 4 plus 4k, correct. Minus 4, some error happened here. Minus 4 into first row, second element, first row to second element, plus 4k, minus, let me see, any correction you can make, no problem. Did I make a correction? Minus 4k, minus 4, correction is here, it should be minus 4, minus 4. Are you getting that? It's okay. It is a small printing error. It is minus 4 minus 4k. Then only you are getting minus 4 of k plus 1. It is not minus 4 plus 4k. It is minus 4 minus 4. Make that correction. Minus 4 minus 4. Minus 4 minus 4k. Minus 4 minus 4k is here. Minus 4 into k plus 1. Correct. Because when you multiply first row with the second column, here it is all right. This is minus 4 minus 8k plus 4k, that is minus 4 minus 4k. Okay, fine. You can this is minus 4 minus 4. Well, ultimately, when simplify this, you are getting the same as the right side of a raised to k plus, no, right side of p of k plus 1. Minus 4 is minus 4 minus 4k. So ultimately, you are getting that is equal to the right side of p of k plus 1. That's equal to right side of p of k plus 1. Okay? Right side of p of k plus 1. So that p of k plus 1 is 2. P of k plus 1 is 2. Left side of p of k plus 1 is equal to right side of p of k plus 1. Hence p of k plus 1 is 2 when p of k is 2. But p of 1 is 2. So by PMI, Pn is 2 for all n. So can you revise the step once again? First we make a statement Pn, then we show that the Pn is 2 for n equal to 1, then we assume that Pk is 2 for some natural number k, and the major step using Pk prove that P of k plus 1 is 2. Using Pk show that P of k plus 1 is 2. Let's take another example. If fx equal to cos x sin x minus sin x cos x, prove that fx raised to n, remember, fx raised to n equal to f of nx, where n is a natural number. We may use PMI. I have not asked to prove how you have to prove, or I have not asked to prove in any method, but this is involving natural number. If you can do some other way, I don't find any other way. Here you need to apply natural number. We apply PMI. So what are the steps? First, name the statement Pn. So let Pn is equal to, Pn is a statement, fx raised to n is f of nx, where fx is cos x sin x minus sin x. That is a statement which is to be proved for natural number n. What is second step? Prove Pn for n equal to 1. For n equal to 1, it is obvious. No matter whatever is fx, it is true. Fx raised to n is fx, which is equal to f of 1x. No need to refer to what is fx. It is fx. That is the right side of P1. Obviously, fx raised to n is f of 1x. It is true when n equal to 1, no matter whatever is fx. Now what is next? Third step. Once P of 1 is true, what is the third step? Assume that Pk is true for some k. That is the step 3. We assume that Pk is true. Let Pk be true for some natural number k. What is Pk? Fx raised to k is equal to f of kx. That is assumed. Now what is step 3? Step 4, using step 3, show that P of k plus 1 is true. That means when n equal to k plus 1, we have to prove P of k plus 1. That means we have to prove fx raised to k plus 1 equal to f of k plus 1x. Fx raised to k plus 1 equal to f of k plus 1x. What is the left side of P of k plus 1? Fx raised to k plus 1. Fx raised to k plus 1 means fx raised to k multiplied by fx. But fx raised to k is f of kx by pm and pk. Fx raised to k is f of kx by pk. Okay? But what is f of kx? You know, fx is cos x sin x minus sin x cos x. So f of kx is cos kx sin kx minus sin kx cos kx. And f of x is cos x sin x minus sin x cos x. Well, now let's multiply row column. Now multiplication is gone. Cos kx cos x minus sin kx sin x. First row second column. Cos kx sin x plus sin kx cos x. Second row first column. Minus sin kx cos x again minus cos kx sin x. Second row second column. Minus sin kx sin x plus cos kx cos x. Now this is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Cos A plus B, you know it now. Cos kx cos x minus sin kx sin x. That is cos kx plus x. Next is sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Sin A plus B sin kx plus x. Now the third, you take minus common. You are getting sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. That is minus of sin kx plus x. And the last term you can read from here. Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Cos A plus B. Right? Cos kx plus x. Okay? Cos kx plus x. Done? Cos kx plus x means cos k plus 1x. Right? Sin kx plus x means sin k plus 1x. Further, minus sin k plus 1x. And cos k plus 1x, which is nothing but right side of, actually it is f of k plus 1x, which is right side of p of k plus 1. Because we know fx, we can write f of k plus 1x. Hence, p of k plus 1 is true when p of k is true, but we have p1 is true, hence by pmi, pn is true for all n. Now I'm going to have a different one. When a is equal to 0, 1, 0, 0, show that ai plus ba raised to n equal to a raised to n I plus n a raised to n minus 1 b into a. I'm not asking to prove by PMI if you have some other method, because you know the binomial theorem can be applied here also, because a is a real number, small a real number, small b real number. I is the identity matrix of order 2 here. A is a given matrix 0, 1, 0, 0. For all natural number n, well, we have ai plus ba raised to n is ai raised to n plus n into ai raised to n minus 1 ba. I am going to apply that binomial expansion for a plus b raised to n. That is valid here because this product IA is commutative. Otherwise, for the matrices A plus B raised to n cannot be applied. Here, one is I, other is A. They commute. IA and AI are equal. That is why I can apply this. You know, A plus B raised to n is A raised to n plus n A raised to n minus 1 into B plus n into n minus 1 by 1 into 2 into A raised to n minus 2 into B squared plus dot dot dot. Last will be B raised to n. So, B A raised to n. Where ai raised to n means a raised to n I raised to n, that is a raised to n I, and a raised to n minus 2 will be a raised to n minus 2 into I, and so on. What about a squared? That's the main point here. What is your A squared? A squared is A into A. What is A into A? 0, 1, 0, 0 multiplied by 0, 1, 0, 0. What will be? First row, first column, 0. First row, second column, 0. Second row, first column, 0. Second row, second column, 0. Alright? What about once A squared is 0, once A squared is 0, further A cube, A raised to 4, all will be 0. Once A squared is 0, A cube, A raised to 4, all will be 0. Well, in that case, if you apply A squared and dot dot dot, all the terms will be 0. What you get is only first two terms. And what we get will be only first two terms. So that is only two terms means for A raised to n will be 0 for n more than 2. A raised to n will be 0 for n more than 2. A cube, A raised to 4 and all are zeros for n more than 2. Okay? AI plus B A raised to n will be now A into I raised to n, that is A raised to n into I plus A raised to n into I plus n A raised to n minus 1 B A. That will be n into A raised to n minus 1 into I into B into A, because I raised to n minus 1 is I, plus n into n minus 1 by 1 into 2. All the rest are zeros. All the rest are zeros. And hence we have only two terms left out here. What are they? A raised to n into I plus n A raised to n minus 1 B into A. Okay? All the rest from third onwards, all the rest are zeros. And that's the proof. Just go through the proof again. If you have any queries, you can ask me. I'll pick up for you. Okay? Well, here you have few questions. First one anyway you have to do by PMI. Second one also you are asked to do by PMI only. What is the first one? If A is equal to 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You have to show by PMI that A raised to n is equal to 3 raised to n minus 1, 3 raised to n minus 1, 3 raised to n minus 1. All the elements 3 raised to n minus 1. And if AB equal to BA, show that. If AB equal to BA, show that AB raised to n equal to B raised to n A for all natural number n. AB raised to n equal to B raised to n A for all natural number n using PMI. You try your level best. If you don't get, you have to ask me. If you don't ask me, I may not bring. So please ask me if you don't get. Don't hesitate in asking. 55, very interesting question. If P squared plus Q squared plus R squared is equal to 1, prove that A cubed plus A equal to 0, where A is this given matrix. You are not to apply any induction principle. You have to find A, then A squared, given A is given, you have to find A squared, and further you have to find A cube. A squared multiply with A, you get A cube. Once you get A cube, you have to somehow apply that P squared plus Q squared plus R squared is 1, and using that, you prove that A cube equal to minus A, or A cube plus A is 0. A cube plus A is 0. Okay? Anything else to ask? Shall we contain today's topic by this? You have to